Hello there, it's Amber here. I've made it my New Year's resolution to reach 21 subscribers on Patreon in 2021, and I need you, yes you, to help make that happen. We truly depend on the kind monthly contributions of listeners like you to help us keep our small independent operation going. So if you would have the means, we hope you'll head on over to our page at patreon.com/bndpod to see our tiers and subscribe at whatever level works best for you. Not only will you get perks like 2 extra episodes a month, early ad-free episodes, and access to our monthly newsletter, but you'll also help unlock special extra episodes on our main feed with every 5 new subscribers we add. Sound good? Then again, we hope to see you soon at patreon.com/bndpod. Later all. Page 27, July 16th, 2021. Hello all, and we welcome you to another edition of the Book Nerd Diaries. We're the bite-sized bi-weekly podcast diving deep into the latest books we've crossed off of our endless to-read list. Please watch out for spoilers ahead, folks, and let's get our book nerd on. What is it that sets human beings apart from every other living organism on planet Earth? We're not the only creatures that build houses, or use tools, or have families. Animals, plants, and even microscopic organisms like bacteria are all simply doing what they can with the resources they have to survive in this strange world. On the most basic level, then, couldn't they be seen as every bit as human as us? I'm not a biologist by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sure you're shocked. So I can't even pretend to be any sort of authority on this matter. In my opinion, however, I think what makes humans so unique as a species is the ability to create arts. From the dawn of time, we've drawn our stories on cave walls or set them to music, so that future generations will know that we were here. Through all forms of art, we are able to share in the joy and pain of people we'll never even meet, or who never actually existed in the first place. What could be more achingly human than that? The title character of our book today, Klara and the Sun, by Kazuo Ishiguro, is decidedly not human. Klara is an AF, or artificial friend, an incredibly sophisticated humanoid robot designed to help its owners with household chores. Robotic is a term often used to describe something that is not human. But in Klara's deep love for humanity and her eternal optimism for a brighter future, she is every bit as human as you or I. When our book opens, Klara and her fellow AFs are sitting vigil in the store they're being displayed in, wondering whether or not they will be chosen by a family. Klara and another AF, named Rosa, are given a place of honor in the front window display, and Klara takes this opportunity to watch the crowds wistfully as they pass by the store. A few days into her stay in the window, a young girl stops in front of Klara's display to say hello. The girl introduces herself as Josie, and says that she had seen Klara in the window. Klara would be a perfect addition to her family, Josie thinks, and if she can, she will try and talk her mother into buying her. A few moments into this conversation, Josie's mother appears and leads her away from the store. As Klara continues her residency in the front window, she watches as what she believes to be an estranged couple happily reunites in the street. Josie returns to the store once again, this time with her mother in tow, to ask if Klara would like to come live with her. Klara may be an AF, but Josie does not wish to take her from the store if that is not what she wants. To the girl's question, Klara simply nods, before Josie and her mother leave. Soon after this second visit, Klara is moved from the window and placed back near the center of the store, which concerns Klara greatly. If she's not in the window, how will Josie find her again? What concerns her even more, though, is when a huge construction machine parks right in front of the store, throwing debris all over the place and detracting people from visiting. After the machine eventually leaves, and the quite literal dust clears days later, a girl with spiked hair comes into the store with her parents to look at AFs. She tries to talk to Klara and seems very interested in buying her, but Klara has not forgotten Josie and makes no effort to respond to her. The manager of the store is rather surprised by Klara's suddenly cold behavior, but leads the girl away to the newest models of AFs which had just come in. After the girl leaves with her new AF, the manager asks Klara what the matter is, that she had not interacted with anyone. Klara tells her of Josie's promise, and the manager kindly tells her that children are not always able to keep such big promises. To both of their joy, however, Josie does return to the store with her mother a while later and purchases her. Not having known any other life outside of the store, and what she had been able to see outside of the store window, going home with Josie and her mother marks an entirely new chapter of Klara's life. Such simple things as walking on grass instead of floors are challenges for her, but she also comes to learn the intricacies of the human experience. From Josie, her mother, and their circle of family and friends, she comes to witness love of every single kind, in all its glory and heartbreak. Above everything, however, lies Klara's all-abiding love for Josie, the girl who had made Klara a part of her family. When it is revealed that Josie's health is rapidly fading, Klara launches her desperate mission to try and save her life. Knowing so little about the world, Klara turns to the one source of power that may be strong enough to bring Josie back from the brink of death, the sun. After reading author Kazuo Ishiguro's impeccably beautiful novel, The Buried Giant, last year for episode 6 of this very podcast, I instantly knew that this was not the last I would read of his work. A few months ago, when I first saw there was a new book by him on the way, I was instantly intrigued by the title alone. Klara and the Sun certainly seemed like quite a departure from the Arthurian high fantasy of the buried giant, which is typically more my wheelhouse. Simply because I trust the author, however, it went straight onto my Goodreads list, and I was certainly not let down. When people hear the words science fiction connected to a story, they tend to come with a certain set of expectations. Sci-fi instantly conjures up images of far-off alien planets with strange names and epic battles in space, in the vein of certain multi-billion-dollar franchises that take place in a galaxy far, far away. The thing about Klara and the Sun, however, is that this is not that kind of story. The way this book handles the genre of sci-fi is far more subtle and nuanced than might be expected at first. Outside of the existence of highly sophisticated AFs, or robots, there is essentially no difference at all between the world of this book and our own. Instead of the fear and suspicion typically associated with new technologies in sci-fi, Klara and her fellow AFs are largely treated with the same level of respect as any other member of the family. When Klara asks Josie's family and friends to help with their mission to save Josie, they trust her and immediately agree to help, with no explanation at all of what she is up to. Beyond this, they also always ask for her advice when faced with their own dilemmas, and seek her permission before they include her in any of their plans. When at one point Klara is bullied, Josie and her family immediately step in to help her and ensure that she is safe. Generally, Klara and the Sun does not show any cynical view of either humanity or technology, as typically happens in stories like this. Instead, Ishiguro masterfully portrays an optimistic balance where one helps the other to become better in the long run. There is no clear villain here, nor any conflict of man versus machine, just people, or robots in some cases, doing what they can with what they have. The world has gifted us with a great many amazing storytellers over the years. but Ishiguro is truly in a league all of his own. In fact, I don't think he's even playing the same sport at all. Luckily, you don't have to take this humble rambling podcaster's word for it, as he now has a Nobel Prize in Literature to prove it. Judging by what I've read so far, I can't think of anyone who deserves it more. This brings us to the conclusion of our main discussion for today, dear listeners, but fear not. There's still more show to come after this very quick break. Don't go anywhere. Are you an author, fellow podcaster, or small business owner looking to spread the word about your product or service? Then let us help you. We offer a number of affordable monthly advertising packages in various price ranges. So if you'd like to hear your ad here in future episodes, please head on over to our page at ko-fi.com/bndpod and click on the Shop tab to see what works best for you. Again, that's ko-fi.com/bndpod. Then click on the Shop tab. We can't wait to work with you. Hello again, all. We're back. Now that we're on the other side of our break, it's now time for that ultra nerdy part of our show, the Trivia Corner. In this segment, we give you a trivia question related to today's book. And as the title character of Klara and the Sun is in fact a robot, we're going robotic with our question today. Ready? Your question is: which famous science fiction author is famous for creating the 3 laws of robotics? Is it A. Philip K. Dick, B. H.G. Wells, or C. Isaac Asimov? Your answer is C. Isaac Asimov. First featured in Isaac Asimov's 1942 short story called Runaround, the 3 laws of robotics, in brief, dictate that no robot can harm a human being. Whether directly or indirectly, similar rules have been applied to many robots and androids featured in movies and TV since then, such as the Alien franchise, Westworld, and Lost in Space. Talk about a cultural impact. My source for this question is, of course, Wikipedia, and you can find the link to the article I used in the show notes. With that, everyone, we have finally made it to the end of our show for today. Whether you're a new or returning listener, I'm very glad to have shared this time with you. Before we go, I just wanted to say thank you so much to our dear Patreon subscribers, Julie and Katie, aka one of the very best sisters a podcaster could ask for. We truly cannot keep the proverbial lights on without your kind monthly contributions. Along with this, we'd also like to thank everyone who has taken the time to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, shared our posts on social media, or told the people in their lives about us. These are the very best ways to help our listenership grow, and small independent podcasts like ours survive on word of mouth, so every bit of support is appreciated beyond measure. Next week, Friday, July 23rd, we'll be dropping a bonus episode exclusively for our $5 and up subscribers at patreon.com/bndpod, so please be sure to join if you'd like to be one of them, and we'll be right back here in 2 weeks to open another page of the Book Nerd Diaries. See you then, everybody. The Book Nerd Diaries is written, edited, researched, and hosted by me, Amber Wilchin. Thank you so much to the wonderful Astrofrack from Pixabay for the use of our theme song, The Grand Entrance, and One Tomorrow Too for our incidental music that plays during Trivia Corner. If you would like to connect with us online, please follow us on Instagram or Twitter at BNDPod, on Facebook at Book Nerd Diaries, or via our website at bndpod.wordpress.com. If you have any comments, questions, or ideas for future episodes to send my way, please feel free to drop us an email anytime at bndpod@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, everyone, please be good to yourselves, because the world needs you. And don't forget to support your local library.